All right, we'll see if we get some guys filtering into the room right here. But guys, we are fortunate to have Eric Evans joining us tonight from Western Michigan. He's a quarterback coach and co-offensive coordinator, and he's going to be talking about Western Michigan's RPOs. And I was able to sit through a Western Michigan RPO clinic with your head coach last year, and you guys do a great job with those. So I'm excited to see this one as well. Guys, if you have questions during this thing, please raise your hand, put it in the chat, put it in the Q&A, and we'll make sure you get a chance to interact here with Coach. So Coach, again, on behalf of the Illinois High School Football Coaches Association, we want to thank you for being here, and we'll go ahead and let you get started.
No, hey, appreciate getting a chance to talk with everyone. Obviously, today's being signing day. I know a lot of people are busy celebrating their new teams and new programs that they're going to, and just grateful for the opportunity to speak to all of you. I'm actually an Illinois native, grew up in St. Charles, played for Buck Jock back in the day, spent some time at Northwestern as a GA. So Illinois is near and dear to my heart, and actually signed 4 guys from Illinois today. Has been a very productive state for us, and excited to share with you guys. I'm going to share my screen right now so you guys can see the presentation. Hopefully that pops up here. I think you guys can see that. All right. Now, with Western Michigan, okay, one of the things that I think we've done over time that has led us to win a lot of football games, especially offensively, is the use of our RPOs. And we use RPOs with every run concept, whether it's inside zone, mid zone, pin and pull, counter, power. We'll use it with any run concept. Today, I'm going to talk to you about 3 of our different types of RPO, from our first level RPO to our second level RPO and our third level RPO. And these have evolved over time, but the basis of them have all stayed the same. I'm going to start with our first level RPO, and all that is, when we're in our first level RPO game, we need to be in a true spread set, no tight ends attached, where we have our 5 offensive linemen blocking and all 4 receivers or combination of receivers and tight ends spread out and into the route. Okay, our base one that we start with is our simple bubble concept. Okay, we're in a 3-by-1 formation. We're going to run inside zone with the 5 offensive linemen, quarterback and tailback, and then our single receiver, as you can see here, is on a hitch fade conversion. Okay, in our process, the way we teach the quarterback, he is always going to start with the single receiver. If he has any open access, soft corner, and he can just take the gift hitch, he's going to drop and pop. He's going to ride the mesh to try to suck the defenders in, and he's going to bang the easy hitch. Okay, if he ever gets a one-on-one matchup that he likes, he can take it. Okay, and usually that's something we come to over the course of the game, and we feel like, hey, they're starting to press over there. Safety's not involved. We have the matchup. Go ahead and take the shot. If the quarterback gets out there and he has eliminated the single receiver to the X, he is now looking for numbers pre-snap for the bubble throw. Okay, if there's multiple backers in the box, we have a 2-high shell, Sam splitting the difference. We will drop, pop, ride the mesh to still suck those linebackers in and throw the bubble screen. Where it gets a little challenging is at the point where now they have 6 in the box. They got covered guys covering down, man-to-man coverage, and there's no throw options. The reason we like this play is zone read into cover 1 is a cover 1 killer. Okay, and here we want the quarterback reading the defensive end and putting our running back or the quarterback on a pull in a 1-on-1 matchup with the safety. So that is our number 1 RPO. That's how we teach it. That's kind of day 1 learning for our first level RPO read. When I say first level RPO read, the read really becomes the defensive end for the zone read. Okay, so here's a few examples of how we start this. This is a couple years ago. Bowling Green game. So remember, the quarterback is always going to start with the single receiver to the boundary. If he has the open access, we give him permission to take it. We do want him to ride the mesh to suck all those linebackers in so we can give our receiver more room to run. Here, the quarterback has a single receiver, okay? He's going to ride that mesh. You can see him drop the ball right there. As he drops the ball, it keeps the will linebacker tight to the box right here. That one step allows us to beat him with the ball and allows our receiver to go make a play and take it 50 yards for a touchdown. Okay, so that's where we start. Like I said, doesn't matter what's going on. He's looking for the single receiver. Do I have the matchup? If I do, I'm going to take it. Obviously here, good result, and we go score. Okay. Here's another example, same thing. Okay, we're in a 3-by-1 open set. Okay, we have bubble screen to the field and a hitch to the boundary. Corner is super soft. Quarterback has permission to take it. He's going to drop, pop, and throw it out there. Okay, if the quarterback ever feels like he needs to get there sooner because of pressure, we give him permission just to deal it, but we'd rather get the mesh between the quarterback and the running back to allow those linebackers to suck in and take the easy throw, easy completion. Okay, so there's a couple examples right there of quarterback's first read. Hey, do I have my open access? Yes, I do, and he takes it. Okay, now here's an example. Okay, same set. We got a press corner. Okay, and the safety's down. We like our one-on-one matchup. That hitch is now going to convert to a fade. Okay, quarterback likes that matchup. Now he's got to be pretty quick. He's got to get this ball up and down. Okay, put a little air on it and allow our receiver to go make a one-on-one matchup play. Okay, this was something we came to over the course of the game. We've been throwing a lot of bubble screens to the field. Notice that we had the single one-on-one matchup. Talked to the quarterback on the phone before this drive and just said, hey, when we call this play, the next time you get a one-on-one matchup to the boundary, let's take a shot. Okay, and we did so. Obviously, it was a big chunk play for us. Okay, now moving forward in the progression. Okay, so quarterback comes out, does not like the single receiver. Corners pressed, not sure, hey, that's high percentage. Let's see if I can work my field concept. Here they got two backers in the box. Okay, they have one linebacker apex. The safety's high. We got good numbers for the bubble. Okay, quarterback's going to turn two, take that bubble screen, put it on his front shoulder. All right, see if we can't just steal the easy yards right there. Okay, about 12-yard gain. Come back, same look. Okay, could take the single receiver. I think this was a point in the game when we noticed we had that matchup, but that Mike is tight to the box. Okay, he's going to hug for the run. So we're going to spit that bubble out there. We got great numbers. We got great leverage, easy completion, easy throw, got a good 10-yard gain. Okay, here's another look at the bubble. Same thing. Okay, we got good numbers in the box here. That Mike is tight. He's going to trigger in for the run. Let's spit out the bubble. Same thing. As you can see, we're not blocking that defensive end. So if we ever had to turn this into a quarterback run, we have the ability to read the defensive end. Okay, now, remember we talked about it. We start with our single receiver on the hitch. Hey, we don't like this look. Okay, we got a 1-on-1, 3rd and 4, not a high percentage throw. We're not thinking there. They have 3-over-3 with our 3 receivers. Not a good bubble look. Now we can turn this into a zone read. They got a 6-man box. We have 5 to block their 6. We'll read the defensive end, leaving the safety unblocked, okay, to be the tackler, whether it's on our running back or our quarterback, okay? You can see here now, against the cover one, they've taken away our RPO options. We're going to now hand the ball off, okay? The O-line does a great job. Our back is up on the safety. On 3rd and 4, that's a 12-yard gain. The great thing about inside zone is we feel like we can run it to any front, whether you're running it to a 3 technique, an A-gap player, Okie front, 3 down, we have answers versus everything. Okay. Quarterback does a good job of reading number 44, the defensive end, gets our back through there, big first down run. Another example, okay? They've covered our 3 receivers. We don't have the bubble. We don't like our single receiver on the matchup. 4th and 2, we're going to read the defensive end now, okay, for our first level RPO read. He comes up the field. We can hand that off. Back comes through on the backside. Safety doesn't fit it very well. He's the one guy who can make the tackle. We're off to the races. Big time touchdown. So how do you want to die? You want to die with us throwing the ball, or do you want to die with us handing the ball off? And that's something we've had a lot of success with, is when teams want to take away the RPO throws, the runs should be huge gashes. Another example, this is a 3rd and 10 spread out. Once again, we get that cover 1 look, okay? We're saying no to the single receiver, no to the field on the bubble screen. Here, the quarterback does pull it, gets around the end. Same thing, the safety doesn't fit it well. Those 3 are accounted for with the bubble screen. Our quarterback's able to take it north, get vertical, all right, and work his way to the end zone for a big touchdown on a 3rd and 10, okay? Okay, here is an example. We had a 5-man box. Okay, so it's a 2 safety structure, 5-man box. They're out there to cover the receivers. Okay, now we have truly 5-on-5. Quarterback doesn't have to read anyone because we're blocking the defensive end because of the 5-man box. And it's just an easy gash run for our running back. We have 5 for 5. He should be up on the safety. 1st and 10, we got about a 18-yard run right there. Had number 2 stayed in the box, we would have looked to throw that bubble screen. Okay, but as he worked outside, our left tackle can sift this, taking the most dangerous. He would take the defensive end. We go 5 for 5. We got good numbers. We got good angles, and let our back run do his thing. This was an example from Northern Illinois a couple of years ago. We knew that their defensive end was going to chase, was going to do a chase and scrape with the Mike linebacker here. So he was going to mesh charge, trying to force the quarterback to pull, and then they were going to loop the Mike linebacker over the top. And what we did was we had our right tackle slow down and kick out the Mike linebacker, and our quarterback, when he pulled it, was going to go more vertical instead of getting width. And you can see how the play unfolded right here. So he goes up to the mic, works out, kicks him out, quarterback pulls and goes straight vertical down the hash. And we were able to get a pretty big run there because we knew that the chase and the scrape was coming. That was their answer. Okay, so here's another thing we do. Instead of running a bubble to number 3, we run a now screen to number 2. Has been fruitful for us. You're going to see here a couple examples. Once again, it's the man coverage, 3 over 3, and now our quarterback's in a great position, and our running back's in a great position to run zone read into a 6-man box. We just got to read the end. The end comes squeezing down. Quarterback does a good job riding that mesh, pulling the ball on his back hip, getting north. Once again, the safety doesn't fit it great. He actually falls right in behind the referee, and our quarterback's able to get it down to about the 2-yard line, I think. Unselfish quarterback that want to score. Let one of our running backs carry it in. Okay, so that is our first level RPO reads. Our second level RPO reads, okay, we've now added a tight end to our run blocking scheme. Okay, that gives us 6 blockers into 6-man fronts, and it allows us to read a Sam linebacker post snap instead of the pre-snap read. Okay, once again, we start with the single to the boundary. If I ever have a open access hitch, I have the gift hitch. I want to ride the mesh and I want to deliver the hitch. Just take the easy 6 to 8 yards on the completion. Same thing, that will convert to a go against press or squat. And if we ever have a one-on-one matchup we like, let's take it. If not, we are now focused on the field alley defender, in this case, the Sam linebacker. If he triggers hard in for the run, we're going to look to throw our RPO combination. In this picture, a bubble screen. We can put some hitches and slants out there as well, or quick outs. We have different routes that we can use, but we are trying to key the Sam linebacker post snap. Okay. That's why we call it a second level RPO read, to read the second level of the defense, which are those linebackers. If the Sam does not trigger and he wants to stay in coverage, that gives us great numbers in the box. We have 6 for 6. And what we're hoping to do is get our running backs up on the safeties. Okay. So here's an example. Okay. So here we go. We are now in a tight end set. Our tight end plays as a wing. Okay. We're going to motion him over and run a cross cut inside zone. Once again, the quarterback looks to the boundary first. Do I have open access? He feels like he does. Soft corner, can easily take a 8-yard hitch. I like how he rides the mesh, puts that ball out and rides it hip to hip before delivering the throw, just to keep the linebackers in there and then give our receiver some space one-on-one against the DB, which our receiver does a nice job making a miss and getting some run after the catch there. Okay, so once again, we are going to start with the boundary to see, do I have my matchup? Okay. Now, here's an example. Okay, don't like my matchup. Now I'm going to read the Sam linebacker. As you can see here, Sam linebacker is very tight to the box. Okay, good chance he's going to trigger for the run. As he does that, we want to throw the bubble screen out here to our slot receiver. Now, our Z receiver, our outside receiver here, should take 2 for 1. He should crack the safety. He doesn't. If he did take 2 for 1, I think this ball will score. He ends up, I believe, staying on the corner. Our receiver is now forced to make that safety miss, but I'd rather see him take 2 for 1. Receiver does a nice job making a miss, which he would have finished the block in the corner, and this is a touchdown instead of being down on the 1-yard line. But as you can tell, we have 6 for their 6. The moment the 7th defender, who in this picture is a Sam linebacker to the field number 35 right there, gets involved heavy on the run, we're going to read him post snap. As you can see, the quarterback's eyes sees him triggering in. We're going to throw the bubble screen to replace him in that space. Okay, same look and play. Bubble screen to the field. We've said no to our open access to the boundary. We're going to read the Sam linebacker, the alley defender. You can see him trigger. Once he triggers, quarterback's eyes are on him. He's going to ride the mesh, pull it, throw. Now our receiver does a good job, push cracking, trying to take 2 for 1. Okay, allows our receiver to make one guy miss. Still a good 8-yard gain. Okay. These are great first, second down plays. Got a lot of options. I think that's the great thing about the RPO. They're not all runs, they're not all passes, they're a mixture of both. And the more options you can take, the more dangerous you become. The different routes you can run off of them allows you to have a good balance in who's getting the ball and how they're getting the ball. All right, so we're going to motion a tight end in. We're going to run that same cross cut inside zone. Quarterback could have taken the access. He didn't. Okay. He's reading the Sam linebacker to the field. He sees him work out. Okay. As he works out, he hands the ball off. One of the good answers against a loaded box, as you can see here, they have a 7-man box, a 4 down front with 3 linebackers, is a cross cut inside zone. It usually allows the linebackers to fall back, to have to cover, and you can waste one of the defenders here. The defensive end is not involved. So it takes a 7-man box, turns it into a 6-man box, and we're able to increase the run for a big gain. You have to have some 7-man box answers. Cross cut inside zone is a great run against that. And then obviously some pass routes that we design are good man beaters as well. Okay. So here's an example. Now we're running hitches. Okay. So instead of the bubble screen, we're going to put our H receiver on an expansion hitch. He's going to get to a depth of 6 yards. 2 yards outside of his initial alignment. The reason we do that is we want to widen him away from the Sam linebacker. So if the linebacker triggers and then tries to get back into the route, he is now not under the route, but away from the defender. And then our Z and our X have hitches that convert to fades on the outside. Quarterback is always going to start with the single. As he works the field, he reads it inside out if he has to, but he's still reading the Sam linebacker for his trigger read. Here's an example. We're in a tight end formation, so we're trying to pack the box. If they're going to play soft on the outside, once again, quarterback has permission to take both hitches, whichever one he thinks is easiest, his best matchup, easier throw. It's his choice. Does a great job here taking the hitch, good throw location. Receiver does a great job making a guy miss and getting a big play for us off of a hitch route. Same thing, we packed the box. We got 2 tight ends in. Okay, they got an 8-man box. Great, soft corners on the outside. Let's just drop, pop, ride the mesh. Okay, get those linebackers to suck down, throw the hitch 1-on-1 to our receiver, and then let him try to go make a guy miss and take some big yardage. This was a mid-zone week to the field. Same thing. We had the soft corner to the boundary. Quarterback liked the matchup. Okay, he was going to kind of read and just make sure that the corner bailed. As he did it, he took the easy 6-yard completion right here. Okay. This is off of power. Okay, so you've seen most of the inside zone. We just ran a outside zone week. Now we're going to run power to the tight end, 1-back power. We were going to play off this safety here. If he got low into the box, we were going to throw it. If he stayed high, we were going to hand it. As he created the 7-man box, soft corner, we were going to ride the mesh and then throw that hitch out there, let our receiver have a chance to make a big play afterwards. Same thing. Now we're going to run mid-zone strong to the tight end. Everybody to the boundaries is blocking, where to the field you have a 1-on-1 hitch or fade. Quarterback liked the matchup. Obviously with the press and with the linebacker coming off the edge, he couldn't take a deep throw, so he had to go back shoulder with it. Still ended up being almost a 20-plus yard gain. So just different ways that you can see us working the hitch route off of these run plays. And you've seen different concepts with the inside zone, the power, mid-zone weak, and mid-zone strong. Now we're into our true, okay, read the Sam linebacker. He's a little tight to the box, number 20 there. Okay, so as he's tight, quarterback's reading him. He knows he's going to throw, and here he goes taking the hitch. You can see our receiver expanding, trying to back off the DB. Good throw location by the quarterback. Nice job by our slot making a guy miss and picking up close to 20 yards for us on a 1st and 10. Here's a good example. Okay, we got a fairly good box to run it in. Quarterback's going to read the Sam linebacker here to the field. I think that's number 13. If he triggers, we will replace him with the hitch and try to take that easy completion. 13 triggers, we throw the hitch, puncture vertically. We're looking at a 10-yard gain, 1st and 10, just moving the sticks. Here we're going to run mid-zone to the boundary, read the Sam to the field. Same thing. If he triggers, we want to throw our with hitch here in all that space. Quarterback does a good job reading the Sam linebacker. He triggers, rides the mesh, delivers the ball as quick as he can. Nice puncture by our slot. Same thing, close to a 10-yard gain. Okay. Now, these are easy completions. Okay. Easy completions are anywhere, typically 8 to 15 yards when you do complete them. Now, same thing. We're going to read this Sam linebacker. Okay. He triggers. Here's a throw. Quarterback didn't like it inside. He could have taken the inside throw. I wouldn't have been mad at him. He felt like that safety was triggering down, so he went outside. Still a 8-9 yard gain. Okay. Now here's a good example though. Okay, quarterback has eliminated the single to the boundary. He's now reading the Sam to the field alley. Okay. Field alley decides to work out to the hitch. That's a give read. Quarterback does a great job handing this off. Back does a great job hitting it on the backside shelf behind our tight end because that defender is not fitting the run. He's worried about the pass. Running back does a great job fitting in that void, taking it one-on-one, making a safety miss, and we got ourselves a 70-plus yard touchdown run. Okay, so that's the beauty of the RPO. You're typically reading one guy, and that one guy is in conflict. He's either got to be a run fitter or he's got to be in coverage, and he can't do both. And if your quarterback's making the right decisions, big plays can happen, especially in your run game. Same thing. Okay, they're covering out here on the slot. Quarterback's going to give it back. Should have hit it back front side from beginning. He eventually got there, but same thing. The throw wasn't there. We were able to hand it off, and our back was able to take it to the house. He was a pretty special player. He's actually playing for the Denver Broncos right now. That running back. Here's another example. Okay, we're going to read the field alley defender. Okay, the Sam linebacker right here. He's got his inside foot up. Okay, as soon as he drops into coverage, that is a give read for the quarterback. Quarterback gives it. Once again, back does a great job hitting the hole where the run conflict player should have been. There's no one there to tackle him, and now you're looking at a 60-yard touchdown. So they got sick of giving up some easy hitches and bubbles. Then we were able to hit some runs for major explosive plays. Here's another example as well. Okay, reading the field linebacker, the Sam here in the alley. Okay, he's going to work out to cover. We hand it off. They're actually bringing a corner blitz who can't get there in time. Receiver does a nice job push cracking. And our running back, Sean Tyler, Chicago. He's actually from the south side of Chicago, Rich Central. Takes it the distance for a touchdown. Okay, here's another example. Now we're running a quick out. This is typically a good play when you have a press corner to the field that will turn his back and run with the Z on an MOR, most outside release. And same thing, you're just reading the Sam linebacker here to the field. If he triggers, we want to throw that quick out. Okay. We ran this against Michigan State a couple of years back. Okay, and you can see we're going to outside release the corner. He's going to turn and run. We're going to read number 34, the field alley defender here. When he triggers, we want to throw this quick out away from him. You just got to be careful of soft corners, okay? Because they soft corners like the zone turn, their eyes are facing that quick out. A lot of times they come off of it and can be a major collision or worse, a pick six. Okay. The other thing is you got to have some man beaters. Okay. So when you get into this world, you have 6 to block 6. They can easily go 7 in the box, which if they do, cross cut inside zone is a great answer. Counter, mid zone, good answers. But in the RPO world, you need to have some man beaters. Okay. And one of our man beaters that we like to run is kind of a bubble wheel. We run enough bubble. Our Z receiver takes a 1-step slant. He will try to influence the defender covering our H, and our H is going to run a bubble wheel. He's going to start flat, come off the hip of the Z, and wheel right down the bottom of the numbers. Okay, we are trying to complete this wheel route. It's not a big play. It oftentimes is a red zone call for us, but we're trying to hit it probably 15 yards downfield. Okay, so it's not a huge launch. Okay, so here you can see we got man coverage. Box is loaded. We're not going to be able to run it, but we got 2-on-2 on the outside. We know it's man, so we're going to run the one-step slant with our outside receiver. Our slot is going to run the bubble wheel. As you can see here, there's a little influence there, and we're able to put that ball out there for a touchdown. Okay. And then here's another example, same play. Okay. They're both pressed. We really like this play, but same thing. Z's going to take a one-step slant, trying to influence the man over. Whether he bubbles him, gets him to go underneath, doesn't matter. We just don't want him on a clean run. Okay. We get the bubble wheel, get him to attack, and then the quarterback. I wish he would have put this more towards the back pylon. He kind of threw back shoulder. Great catch by Sky Moore. This was actually his first ever college touchdown catch, but we could have definitely made it easier on him with a better throw to the back pylon. Okay, the other man beater, when they're softer, we kind of flip the roles. Okay, so our slot receiver, instead of the bubble wheel, he just attacks right at the corner right now, trying to run a wheel right through his toes. Our Z will take a quick 3 steps and then flat down the line. We're trying to hit our outside receiver flat down the line. We like this when both corners are soft and they're not exchanging the coverage. Okay, they're running with their man. Okay, we ran this in our bowl game in 2019 against Western Kentucky for a touchdown. Here you can see both corners are soft. Okay, once again, these are man answers against loaded box fronts. Okay, you know you have 2-on-2 on the outside. You can see our slot receivers trying to influence the corner. He's trying to run right through them. Our outside receiver, the Z, does a great job. Quick 3, flat down the line. Quarterback does a nice job leading them upfield, and it's just a catch and a quick run in the end zone. Okay, it was a big play for us in that game. Okay, now over time we've really evolved into now reading the third level of the defense. Okay, these are the safeties. Okay, and oftentimes the boundary safety is your conflict player. He's going to be the extra hat in the run game, or he's going to be rotating in the single high. And the more aggressive he is coming down for the run, we want to be aggressive and throw that bang post right over his head. If he's going to rotate hard to the middle of the field, that's another good opportunity to throw that glance post to our X receiver. And that glance post, we do it off of steps. Our inside foot is up when we go off of our third outside. That's how we do it. Quarterback should complete this ball between the top of the numbers and the hash, right in between, at a depth of about 12 to 14 yards. That's what we're looking for. Quarterback's got to do a great job riding the mesh, and he is reading that free safety post snap. Okay. So this is our Central Michigan game a couple of years back. So we were keying the boundary safety. Okay. If he wrote in this picture here, pre-snap, you got an inkling he's going to roll hard to the middle of the field just based on his leverage. As you can see, he turns and burns. Okay, quarterback does a great job running the mesh. And as you can see, that ball's getting completed between the top of the numbers and the hash, about a depth of 12 to 14 yards. Okay, and allowing our receiver to have a huge chunk. Okay, the thing I like about the third level RPOs, the first and second, they're great. They're easy completions. They're 5 to 10 yard gains. Okay, they're simple. They're easy. Quarterback who may not have the strongest arm should still be pretty efficient in those type throws. When you get into the third level RPOs with these glance posts, you're now attacking more downfield, and these become 50-yard touchdowns, 30-yard gains. They're just a little bit more explosive down the field, and it gets the defense trying to be a little bit more aggressive to stop your run, or be a lot more softer trying to protect against those vertical routes, and gives you better hand boxes. So here we go, same concept. We're running the bang post with our single receiver. Here, the safety is actually already down near the box. So this is going to be a throw all the way. Quarterback does a great job riding, putting the ball where it's supposed to be. Easy 16-yard gain. Same thing, key in the boundary safety. He's pretty high to begin with. You can see he's turning and burning as he runs to the middle of the field, leaves us a great opportunity for that bang post. Receiver does a great job running through the catch. Quarterback puts it right where it should be. Now he's got one guy to make miss. And once again, we're looking at a 20-yard completion right there. Explosive. We're running the same thing. We're going to key the boundary safety. He turns and burns, gives us the access. Nice throw, nice catch. Big play. Okay. Now we can also do this. Okay. We had a really good tight end a couple years back. He's playing for the Carolina Panthers right now. His name's Giovanni Ricci. Gio is a vertical threat receiver. We're still reading the boundary safety, but now we're bringing the bang post from the field to the boundary. Same read. If that boundary safety comes running down hard into the box, we want to replace him with that throw. If he stays high, just hand it. Okay, we're just getting that bang post from a different angle. We're here doing it with a tight end. Okay. So here you can see the quarterback is going to read this boundary safety. Okay, and he is darn near in the box. There's nobody right there. Okay, so we're going to try to just bring our tight end now from the field into this area near the boundary hash. Okay, quarterback does a good job riding the mesh. Nice release by the tight end. No one's in that vicinity. Nice catch, throw. Got a big explosive play. Okay. We did this against Syracuse in Ohio. We were running pin and pull here. So the whole point was we were going to run pin and pull to the boundary. We were going to read this boundary safety. If he came screaming down hard for the pin and pull, we wanted to throw our tight end right up the chute. If he was going to stay high, we'd hand it off. Okay. But here he comes running down. Okay. Leaves the middle of the field open. Tight end does a nice job releasing the defender. Quarterback, nice throw. Easy completion right down the middle of the field. Okay. And then we're running the same play here against Ohio. We're going to run pin and pull to the boundary. We're going to read this boundary safety. If he is aggressive and comes down hard, we want to throw our tight end right down the middle. Okay. And he came down just enough. Tight end had a pretty clean release. Nice throw by the quarterback. Just an easy touchdown throw. Okay. Now we can run bang posts on both sides. We can mirror it. Okay. If you have two safeties in a quarter shell, we're actually reading the lower of the two safeties. Usually by game plan, we kind of have an inkling, hey, they're more aggressive to the boundary or they're more aggressive to the field, or hey, the low guy is the guy you want to attack. So it can give the quarterback options on either side to read. We can also read it if there's only just one safety in the middle of the field. And if he's cheated more to the boundary, we work the field. If he's cheated more to the field, we can work the boundary. Okay, so now we're really trying to put these safeties in conflict, and you'll see the different ways we do this. But here's an example of both sides running the bang post. Okay, and if I remember right, for this game in particular, we were going to work away from the rotation. So you can see them rotating to the boundary. We were going to work the field throw because we felt like that safety would turn his back to that win route, and we could easily take the field throw. Here we mirrored it. Western Kentucky was in a low quarters. We felt like the boundary guy was a little bit lower, more aggressive. As he gets more aggressive into the run, we wanted to work the boundary for that throw. Nice route by our ex receiver here, just to get on his toes, stick his foot in the ground. I like that angle. It's a nice throw and catch. But as you can see, potential for 50, 60-yard gains. Okay. He's a lot faster than he was as a freshman. So right now, those are touchdowns instead of tackles. Here's a perfect example. Okay. We're going to see a one high safety defense. We are running bang posts on both sides with our X and our Z. Quarterback now has permission to work away from that single high safety. So that single high safety is just cheated just a little bit more to the boundary, not by much. Okay, but you can see he's looking at him. He's working to the boundary. That gives the quarterback a great ability to work the field away from that safety. Just an easy completion. Okay. The other thing we have the ability to do is if the corner starts playing heavy inside leverage, and it's hard to win those bang posts across his face because they've been seeing it. We can put the X now on a speed out at 12 yards and not have to worry about him trying to cross face with a corner 2-3 yards heavy inside. This is usually a come to as we notice the leverage of the defense, the leverage of the corner, and it's a way to, get that. Hey, if they want to continue to play inside leverage, great. We'll take these throws all day. If not, if they don't want to give that up, they start moving outside and we have those bang posts again. Okay. So here we're going to actually run the speed out to our left it's pretty much to the field right now. We knew that corner was going to kind of zone turn, flip his hips, and the safety was going to be in that bang post window. So we just decided to throw that speed out. Okay. Not as much yards after the catch on this route. You really need to make a guy miss a tackle, but it definitely comes off of the adjustment to stopping the bang post. All right, here it is again. You can see to the boundary that corner is heavy inside the numbers. Okay, and our receivers lined up smack in the middle of them. So to expect our receiver to cross face that's going to be hard. That's why we're going to get to this speed out right here and just take the easy 10 to 12 yard completion. Okay, right there on the sideline. Obviously, you need to have a quarterback that can make all different types of throws, but it gives us an advantage to what we need to do. I believe this is Toledo again. We're taking the same throw to the field now. This speed out, just based on the way they were playing. It was a good man coverage beater. You got to have a quarterback who can make that throw. And luckily, we've been fortunate. We've had some guys that can do that. Okay. The last piece of this, are just some additional tight end RPOs. It all depends on the guys you have. If you got athletic tight ends that can run and catch and that you can utilize in the pass game, I would encourage you to find ways to RPO teams and get your tight end involved. Giovanni Ricci here in the picture is a NFL tight end that we had to find ways to get the ball. So I just got the question, should your third level RPOs have the same timing as your second level RPOs, or does it take longer to develop? If it takes longer to develop, what do you tell your line so they don't go downfield? So a couple things here. The timing is actually the same. The mesh between the quarterback and the running back should be the same. Okay. One thing we try to do to help the O-line so they don't go down the field, when we are throwing our third level RPOs, we really try to find ways to run the inside zone at the shade. Okay. When you run the inside zone at the shade, you're going to get double teams with your guard and center and your backside guard and tackle on your front side guard and center are going to get a double team on the shade to the low linebacker. And then your backside guard and tackle are going to get a double team on the 3 technique up to the mic. And when they do that, they are a little bit slower to go. Okay. The one thing that we try to do a good job of with our O-line is continue to be aggressive. We have had some penalties over the years of the offensive line being downfield. A lot of times we'll send it back into the officials and they're like, hey, we were wrong. Like they were in the 3 yards. You were good. We shouldn't have thrown the flag. But that can be an issue. So we don't try to slow them up. We want them being aggressive. But the best thing we do in the third level RPOs is really try to find ways to run the inside zone at that A-gap player to create the 2 double teams, which will in turn slow up our O-line as opposed to running into a 3 where you have a free run at a linebacker. And now you're 6-7 yards downfield. Hope that answers that question. It was a good question. But the timing from the quarterback and the running back in terms of the mesh and his delivery is the same. Okay, so tight end RPOs. Okay, one of the most basic ones we do is just a simple flat route. Okay, and this is actually a first level RPO read. We're going to read the defensive end just like you would read on a zone read. So if the defensive end stays wide, we want to hand the ball off. If the defensive end attacks the mesh or closes and the quarterback has leverage here, now we want to throw the flat route to the tight end. It's almost like a tight end bubble screen, but because he is a wing here, he's just running to the flat, and this is a first level RPO read right off the defensive end. He comes squeezing down. We flip it to the flat. We have bubble blocking on the outside. Typically, when we called this play, this was the only option for the quarterback. We didn't give him a single read progression. Okay, so that was that's one example here. Once again, quarterback's going to read number 99 here. Looking at the offensive right defensive end, he's going to read him. He steps down, tight end jab steps, releases to the flat, ride the mesh, deliver it to the tight end, and let him just get the yards he can. Okay. We would also cross cut them. We run enough cross cut inside zone that as we cross cut them throughout a game, if we feel like they're not honoring the cross cut, we will either try to come to a boot and slip them into the flat, or we'll run the RPO flat, where once again the quarterback here is going to read. He's actually not going to read the defensive end. He's going to read the blitzer in this look. Okay, and as that blitzer wrong armed him, quarterback pulled, he moved a little bit, was able to deliver the ball, and same thing, you're getting an easy 6 to 8 yard gain. That's usually a come to as we run our cross cut inside zone and say, hey, they're not falling back, they're not honoring him as he cross cuts. Let's get an easy throw to our good tight end. Here's another one off the cross cut. Same thing. We're going to read the field defensive end right here. Okay. If he squeezes, we want to throw this. Okay. She did. Quarterback bought some time, and the quarterback on all these flat throws has the ability to maneuver for the throw. Michigan, same play. Okay, just another cross cut inside zone. Okay, they're in man coverage. As you can see, now they're trying to bring the safety down. We had leverage with them. Okay, tight end was able to just, and that's Michigan. I mean, Michigan's pretty good defense. He was able to just take it upfield and get us a 9 yard gain. Here's another flat. This was, I believe this is a cross cut again. Oh no, this was the same. So we were going to cross cut and then bring the other tight end same side. There was no defender here in the flat, just an easy pitch catch. Okay, one-on-one with a tight end and a safety. Great job making a miss, just getting the yards. Ran the same play. We're going to cross cut the tight end from the field and actually shoot the tight end in the boundary into the flat. Step down, take the easy throw. You get a better block by a receiver there, we may score. This was now this was actually, we knew that they were going to roll the safeties to the boundary, and these were like actually automatic throws as long as the safeties were spun to the boundary, because as our boundary tight end cross cuts here, there's no one left to cover them. Quarterback kind of pulled the string here, get a better throw, put it right in his eyes, let him go. But it was just an easy completion. That was a little bit of a game plan thing because we knew their coverage to that formation. Same thing. We knew they were spinning the boundary. Tight end from the boundary is going to cross cut to the field, lead to the flat. They're going to be short for it. So these were automatic throws once they had spun their coverage. All right. Here's one that's been good for us, especially these last couple of years. But splitting our tight end. Our tight end is in the slot to the boundary. Okay. And a lot of times defenses will fill a little bit harder with their linebacker that's away from the back. Okay. Especially in quarters defenses. So we knew that with the back away, the will linebacker is going to fill a little bit harder. Quarterback's still going to read him. He's still reading the will linebacker here. He's going to ride the mesh. As he triggers, we're now going to throw a quick slant in that area, okay, to our tight end, which is a easy, good play. And then we did the same thing out of we'll get to it, out of a 3-by-1. This is your traditional pop pass. No one in the middle of the field. Run the inside zone. Read the Mike. Mike steps down. Let's throw the tight end. And the back's extra to help protect for any leakage, which he's there for. So that's kind of your original pop pass, tight end pass. Here's the slant again. This time the tight end is actually to the field in a 3-by-1. Okay, back away. We knew that Mike would step down. Okay, Mike steps down. That's who we're reading. Back will actually, if he does not get the ball, run through to be extra protection. And we're going to throw the tight end on the slant right up the middle. Ends up being a really, really big game for us. We had watched these earlier with the tight end. These were the bang posts from the field, reading the boundary safety. We watched this earlier. So saw that one. This is Syracuse. Saw that one. This is Ohio. You saw that one. That was a touchdown. This is another one at Syracuse against the blitz. Same thing here. You guys have seen that earlier in the original presentation. If you have a good tight end, you can split them out here. We got our tight end of the field as a wide receiver. We got hitches everywhere. And once again, the back away, we knew that linebacker away from the back would trigger a little harder. So we're reading him. He takes just enough of a step in. We can easily throw our tight end on the hitch. Stuff we did with the receivers earlier, just finding ways to get him the ball. And then this is the last play I got for you. This is just a true slip pass where instead of running cross-cut inside zone, we will run kind of a inside lead inside zone with the tight end as a lead blocker. We'll man up the backside, and our tight end leads up to block one of those inside linebackers. Now, against middle of the field open, we're just going to slip him. He's going to release right down the middle, and it's an easy pop pass for a touchdown. So those are ways that we can get the tight ends involved. I'm going to stop sharing there. I know that it was almost perfect timing, almost an hour, but that's a lot of RPOs. I know. You saw a lot of different variations. You saw a lot of different guys catching the ball. It's been something we've been extremely effective with on all down and distances. And with a smart quarterback that can make the right decisions, whether it's a throw or a give, you just can put your players in great opportunities. And as you saw, there's easy completions, there's explosive runs, there's explosive passes, and it's something that we pride ourselves a lot on. So that's all I have for you. If any of you guys have any questions, you can send it to the chat right now. I saw one earlier, but happy to answer anything you guys have right now.
Anything for Coach, guys? All right, Coach. Well, great job tonight. Great topic and nice explanation. Really enjoyed it. And again, thank you on behalf of the Illinois High School Football Coaches Association for making the time tonight.
No, appreciate you guys. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and look forward to seeing you guys during winter and spring recruiting.
Take care, Coach.
Thanks, guys.